trying to do this. Hopefully, we don't get any copyright strikes, but we are just trying to bring you what's going on with the race. Catching it live is probably not the best view, but it's a view. And I probably should have changed the orientation of this so you can see the screen a whole lot better. But as you can see, we got looks like Thibaut Nice is going to the front. We had Michael Van Toornhout, who was riding really hard at the front just a second ago, and I don't see him because I missed what was going on while I was trying to get everything going. But we are here at Namur, sorry, Namur. And we have Matthew Van Der Poel in the race. We have Cameron Mason, who got second yesterday. We have my Michael Van Toornhout, who finished, I think, 13th yesterday. And on the front is Thibaut Nice, and I'm trying to see who's that on the second place. So we got Thibaut Nice in the front, and then we got Michael Van Toorn, and we could see Matthew Van Der Poel running up. Of course, something must have happened to Matthew Van Der Poel because he was up in second with Michael Van Toorn, and he looks like he fell back quite a bit. So is this the incident? No, he looks like he's having a lot of trouble in the that off-camber section, which is probably the toughest section of the course. So as you see coming across the line, we're coming on the lap two. These laps are really fast as well. So they're doing like 5 minute laps. So you got Ben Toornart, Thibaut Nice, Van der Poel, Van der Bush, Jo Nieuwenhuis, Toon Arts, Restringer, uh, oh my goodness, Van der Haar. I'm messing up the name, so sorry. But we have just started on to lap three. We got Michael Van Toorn back on the front, Thibaut Nice in second place. Oh, what's going on? So it looks like we got a little bit of interruption, so we're gonna get some commercials. I do apologize. This is not my fault. I'm hijacking the feed and I'm trying to bring it to you the best that I can. And the crazy thing is there is no sound because the guy who's actually broadcasting this, he's worried about getting taken off by the thing. So we gotta, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we're gonna wait for the commercial break and then come back, and then we should be able to get right back to what's going on. But we see Matthew Van Der Poel has turned up. He's racing. We got Michael Van Toornhoort, who didn't have such a great day yesterday. He crashed on the second to last lap to go, and then was out of the running. So he probably would have won the race yesterday. And he's actually at the front with Thibaut Nice riding really hard right now. So we're waiting for these commercials to finish and then we could get back to what's going on. Another commercial. Come on. No more commercials. Get rid of the commercials. Go commercials. We don't want any more commercials. So we're just waiting for the commercials. If you hadn't, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you like to drink tea, if you like tea and stuff while how people say buy a cup of tea. Well, you could instead of buying me a cup of tea, buy a cup for your own tea. Savage Legs Media. I don't have the link in the description, but if you go to one of my other videos, the links are there in one of the other videos. I didn't get time to put it in this time, but yeah, come on. All right, gymnastics, great, fantastic. We love you. Hey, um, uh, uh, gymnastics is beautiful. We love gymnastics, but we want to see the cyclocross. Hopefully, this commercial will be over soon. Beautiful medals. I love you, medals. Fantastic. Okay, now we're going to talk about football and Brazil. Who is Brazil playing? Brazil playing Bulgaria. Brazil leading Bulgaria 2-1. Now Brazil leading Bulgaria 3-1. Now it's 4-1. Great, Brazil. Fantastic. And if you saw the other day, I think it was Paraguay and the US, they had pretty much got into a fisticuffs during extra time. That was pretty crazy, qualifying for the World Cup in the US. And come on, come on, come on. All right. Is that it? Are we getting no more? Cyclocross is oh my goodness. I think that might be it. Just keep my fingers crossed that the feet's gonna come back. Okay, come on. Getting impatient. Getting impatient. Come on, come on, come on. Are we coming? Now we're going to. Okay, we're back. We are back. I thought it was gonna. So anyway, who's at the front? It looks like we got Van der Haar at the front. So Van der Haar's come to the front. and we got Michael Van Torenhart. Yeah, Van Torenhart. He's in second with Matthew Van Der Poel in third. Thibaut Nice is in fourth place, and Toonarts is in. And then you got looks like a Stringer. And this is Matthew Van Der Poel's first cyclocross race, so this is going to be a bit of a shock for the legs. But we'll see how he gets on. Van der Haar is on the front. Van der Haar is so unpredictable. You never can tell when he's really gonna. He always gives you one really good race throughout the season. And the other thing, like this course is usually wet and muddy. It's a bit drier. It's a bit harder, so it's making for a faster race than normal. And the other thing on that off-camber router part, you're gonna see where it's usually muddy, and they usually have to like almost like run through it. Like last year, they were like like you on like a scooter. That's how they had to get through that off-camber last year. But this year, it's a lot harder, so they can ride through it. But with it being a lot harder, you feel the bumps, and you can't just ride over them because it is nowhere near flat. So we see two knots come around in fourth place. Then a stringer. I'm not sure if that's Shrek to read the names at the bottom. But Michael Van Toor on the front now looked like he just overtaken, and this is the section here that usually rock hard. It looks like Matthew Vanderpool was having a bit of trouble getting through there. So we got Thibaut Nice is coming through, and then you got two knots, then you got a bit of a gap. I don't even see Cameron Mason in the picture. So I thought he would actually be up in the running because he got second yesterday. He did really well. But this is going to be a harder, faster race. Michael Ventura back on the front again, pushing the pace. Van der Haar in second, and they're running up this really steep section. And like I said, last year they couldn't run up so easily because it was so muddy and so thing. And you see the bandages are on the Michael Ventura's leg because that was from yesterday when he went down and when he crashed. So that was pretty we don't want that. We're gonna turn the sound down. We don't want the sound down because when you put the sound up, that's when you're gonna uh, get the channel flagged and everything. So you can see like it's the running up the hill a lot. Well, I won't say easier, but they're actually able to run that. Like last year, they couldn't get up there without holding on to the flags, and the same thing all through the course. You see Matthew grabbing the banners to get up, and this is what the course was like last year. It was really hard to see two knots. A wrestling, you see Yarn Warner Warhouse one was Washer, sorry, and I couldn't get the rest of the names. But coming through, Van der Haar's coming through the front, and they're putting the pressure on Matthew Vanderpool. But I have a feeling that Vanderpool is just gonna just buy this time. And there's Stringer. He's a young rider. I think he's gonna be really like in the future. He's gonna be a rider to watch out for. So who's coming through the line? You got Vanderbush, two knots, yours Nieuwenhuis, Yanti Mikkels. So we could see Van der Haar going into the pits. So because this is such a fast course, like today is so fast because it's not as muddy and sloppy as it usually is. You're taking a risk going into the pit because most of the guys are going to keep going. Most of the guys are going to keep going because it's basically not as muddy and sloppy as it usually is, which is good, but it's going to make a really fast race. And I think it plays more into the hand of Matthew Vanderbilt because it's a lot faster. So if it slows down, it gives the other guys a bit more of a chance to so if it slows down, I'm sorry, that gives the other guys a bit more chance to be more competitive because Matthew just can't ride over. He just can't use that pure speed that he has, which is what he's doing now. Van der Haar is really climbing well today, and you can see the guys are now pulling out a gap. That Stringer's really working out to try to get there. And there's Yenti Mikkels. He's one of the younger riders. I'm looking for Thibaut Grasso because this is his first race back, and it was making some noise about Grasso, entering today's race. Is that him in the Dutch national championship? I'm not quite sure. I have to see when it comes back up. Um, okay, so we need to. Sorry. Um, see ya. So we had to get rid of some pretty bad comments. So I don't know what's up with people, and they just can't. Oh my goodness. So sorry, I just had to get rid of some comments that was on the screen that wasn't quite, you know. user friendly. But anyway, we looks like we're on lap 4 of 9, and I think the ladies done 7 laps or 6 laps. So the guys are just really flying, and this course is so different from last year because this course is so different from last year because it's not as wet and muddy as last year. So we see Vanderhart still on the front. Tibonis has moved up into third place, and then we have uh man, I just was to watch the full game. Click the link pin in the chat box. Check out anytime. So I don't know if this is going to stay on the screen. Hopefully this comes off the screen. If this stays on the screen, that might be it. That might be all she wrote. That might be all she wrote. So we can still see a little bit what's going on, but this would suck if they're gonna to watch the full game. The link pinned in the chat box. Check it out anytime. So is that going to leave? Doesn't look like it's gonna leave. So sorry, people. Apologies. Tried to hijack it. Didn't work. Just hope they don't hope they don't get any strikes for this. But I can just about make up all what's going on. I can give you the commentary, give you the play by play of what's going on. Oh, someone just had a bit of a crash. Can't see who that was. I wonder if that's Vanderpool. No, can't see. Somebody just crashed. Oh my goodness, they really the timing of this is crazy. So Vanderpool is still there. Yeah, Vanderpool is still there. So it wasn't Vanderpool that crashed. Looked like Vanderhaar is still on the front, smashing it. Is it Vanderhaar that's on the front or is someone that is on the front? Oh man, this sucks. I do apologize, people. I apologize. Let me see if I can find another stream. I think iPads are so cool. So we're not. Huh, so there's nothing happening. That's a cup delivered. Okay, let's open that back up. Slowly. Man, trying to get it back. Live friends. There's my one. It's 2025. And he's still not there. Man, I have UPN, but then I gotta, cause um, I would have to download it again. I'm like going through all of that. And by the time I get all that done. Ah, this is so annoying. It was so beautiful for a minute there. These are some German ladies. So they're doing what I was going to do. Uh, and it's getting hot in this red top. No more. So next time, I guess I'll be ready with the UPN, VPN, I mean. But today, looks like that's all, folks. Because usually there is somebody that's streaming. It's all like the same links. Ah, it's crazy. Anyway, I appreciate you. I tried for you. I really tried. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. That looks like a race from a while ago. Uh, Tune into my own stream. Ugh. No worries, brother. We had it for like, like when you catch that big fish, you tell everyone you caught this amazingly big fish, but it got away. That's what we had it. You believe you don't believe me, do you? It was a massive fish, and t- it flow cycling. They're the only ones with the rights. It's flow cycling. But see, this is what we're working on, Sandwich Legs Media. My goal is to ultimately be able to bring you all cycling content where all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and you can watch it. You don't have to worry about all of this other stuff. I know how much it's going to cost, but that is the goal of my channel. So I just need people to subscribe to the channel. This year I'll be in Europe covering all the races. And, in the next year or two, if I get to that goal, trust me, I will be bringing you all of the races live and you won't have to pay anybody. So basically, the channel is going to make money via you watching the channel because YouTube runs its ads and all of that. YouTube makes crazy money, So, and then on the back of that, because they run ads on everything, I am going to make money. So, but it'll be free to the viewers. So that's all I'm asking people. If you subscribe to the channel, you get me to where I want to go because no one else is interested. And the other thing is, you don't have to worry about me trying to get money out of subscribers because once you are doing something like that and you are broadcasting and you getting the viewers, then people want to come on and sponsors want to come in and put their products on there for you to buy. So if you subscribe to the channel, people subscribe to the channel, share the channel, I'm gonna get there and I'll bring you a channel where you can watch all your cycling and you ain't gotta be in whatever region that you want for this and that so that you can watch. But if people don't subscribe, if you don't hit the like button, then I can't help you. Now, this is just going forward to the future. I promise you, I promise you, I will make this happen. I will make this happen. but it can't happen if people do not subscribe to the channel. It only works with subscribers because people like the big backers and sponsors that may title sponsors that may sponsor the program are not going to want to invest or whatever if they don't see you have certain number of subscribers. So subscribe to the channel. That's going to be my last thing. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to subscribe to the channel, buy a cup. They don't cost much. The link is go to on my channel. You'll see the link, and yeah, you can get a cup. Alrighty, in this Louis, say which legs meter, and guess we are out. This really sucks. I'm gonna try one more time to see if they've come back. It's not that one. Not them. Yeah, he's still out. Link in the pinned chat. 100% free. No, it's not. It's not going to anything. Oh, the guy. Yeah. Why you need the VPN? Because without the VPN, you can't watch whatever's going on. Okay. So anyway, it looks like it's gonna be a tough race for Matthew. Like he's trying to get into shape. Back to the commercial. Hmm. That's crazy. They showed the ladies' race, but they don't show the men's race. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe they'll come back for the last. We're just gonna leave it up and just see if it comes back. If it comes back on. Comes back on. It comes back on. Meanwhile, go take my BlackBerry. I gotta ping somebody. Got some important calls to make. Uh, remember when you just had to have a BlackBerry? You just had to have a BlackBerry. Did you have a BlackBerry? This is the curve as well. This was the joint. This was that bad boy. Anyway, I'm hoping it comes back. So sorry, people. We had it for a minute. Maybe once I went live, that's probably when they put the thing up. They probably if I probably wouldn't have been live, they'd probably still been able to watch it. But maybe I ruined it for everybody. You never know. Maybe it was me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. How the song goes, Shaggy? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. More commercials. We're keeping our fingers crossed that it's going to come back, even if it's towards the end of the race. Now, did you see yesterday's race? Did you see Cameron almost win? He came so close yesterday. He came so close yesterday. He had a brilliant start, but I just think he stayed on the front a bit too long. The start of the race, had he come off the start just a little, come off the front maybe after a lap and then chilled, but he stayed on the front for quite some time. So yeah, because he stayed on the front quite some time, I think it just burned him. But he burned a few more matches than he probably would have liked to. So he stayed on the front a little longer, And yeah, so I'm trying to see like Matthew Vanderpool not having his own way. Unless he's just like doing the Matthew Vanderpool, he's gonna ride with you, and then just give you that massive attack towards the end of the race. And this, derailing everybody. I think right now Matthew is like he's not pulling away from anybody. I think he's just riding with the boys and just giving them that false hope that that they might have a chance. Vanderhaar is riding really, 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 really well. I mean, Vanderhaar he's on the juice. I mean, not figuratively speaking. He's on the gas. I mean, it's pedal to the metal. He ain't playing. So number one, 15 and 14. Yeah, see, looks like Matthew Vanderbilt is getting distance by the three riders. So you usually can see it at the bottom, but you can't see the ticker at the bottom. You can't see what's going on. Come on, man. Mm, trying to just pick out to see who's doing what, going where. So you have to really know the riders really well to be able to just pick up the bottom of the shoes. So there we go. Tibonese is on the front. Uh, it looks like Michael Van Toornhart is in third place. Matthew Van Der Poel was in second. So there's three out front. Thibaut Nice, Matthew Van Der Poel, and Michael Van Toornhart. So that's your three that's out front. They've separated from everyone else. I thought Matthew Van Der Poel got distance for a second, but I think what Matthew's going to do, so you on lap 6 of 9, I'm pretty sure on lap 7 of 9 or even 8 of 9, Matthew's going to go to the front and he's just really going to, I can't give you the rest of the ride. So they got Stringer, looks like he's in fourth place. He's a young rider, and I think he's going to be pretty amazing in coming up in the future. Uh, like he just seems to be getting better and better. I've not seen any Lauren Schreck in there doing doing the Lauren Schreck today, but they call Lauren Schreck the Sandman. He likes to race and ride in the sand, and that looks like a picture of Thibaut Nice, Mathieu Van Der Poel. So pictures of the top three again. So Tibonese is riding really, really well. I mean, he's got almost looks like he's got Matthew Van Der Poel on the back foot. So we're on lap 6, going on to lap 7 of so 3 laps ago. So lap 7, Van der Haar is in fourth place, coming through in fourth. Who's in fifth? Stringer is in fifth. So I missed Van der Haar, sorry. So Van der Haar is still riding there pretty good. So coming in for a bike change. That Tibonese coming in for a bike change. It looks like that's his team. It still came through the corner there. So Matthew Van Der Poel is on the front. So Timo Nisa stepped in for a bike change. So there is some modern stuff getting into the brakes and the chain and stuff between the between the wheels and stuff. So you're not seeing many bike changes like you do, because usually on this course you see a bike change, if not every lap, every half of lap, because it's usually so muddy. And like I said, it's not that muddy this year. It's not that muddy. So but you see Matthew Van Der Poel, he's on the front now. He's on the front pushing the pace. Tibonese is back there, so it's a group of three, group of four, and Van der Haar back on the front, punching the pace. Matthew Van Der Poel on his wheel with Van Toornhart in third place, and then Tibonese coming through, a Stinger coming through in fifth, trying to close the gap. And I think Stringer's doing a hell of a job. The young man doing a hell of a job just hanging in there. If he could just close that gap, get onto the group. But just as he gets onto the group, they punch it, and then he gets distanced again. But like I said, I think he's definitely going to be a rider for the future. It's crazy just being able to see such a little bit. So we're on lap 7 of 9, and these they are flying. So at the rate they're going, it's probably another 15 to 20 minutes left in the race, because they're doing like 5:30 laps, 5 minutes 30, maybe 6 minutes at the most. But the laps are pretty fast, so much faster than the ladies were going, so much faster than the ladies were going. So is that Van der Haar was on the front. He's hitting it hard. And Vandehar is it's a sort of a team up thing because you got Vandehar and then you got Tibonese. They're both on the same team. So the reason Vandehar goes to the front and rides hard, the whole point is that makes Matthew Van Der Poel and Michael Van Torenhart chase. And now Tibonese considering the wheel, so he doesn't have to do as much work as those guys. So Vandehar basically sacrificing himself so that Tibonese could possibly go for the win. If Tibonese wins today over Matthew Van Der Poel, my goodness, that would be a massive win for him. So he's been winning most of the races recently, but to take a win over Matthew Van Der Poel, my goodness, that would be a big feather in his cap. So no one going into the pit this time. So like I said, it's not of course not as muddy as it usually is. So you're not seeing the guys coming in. So Van der Haar's on the front, Matthew Van Der Poel. So at the same time, like Matthew could ride in the wheel of Van der Haar, so he's saving a few watts there, not having to be breaking the wind and stuff. So Van der Haar, Matthew Van Der Poel. So Verstappen has been distanced again. He was on the wheel. He was like, he was closing the gap, but he is out of it again. And it's a shame. Like I said, I really like Verstappen and I really want to see him do well. I don't see Cameron Mason. I thought he would have been up there with these boys, but these are the big boys. The big boys that come out to play. And this is where, like I said, where Mason needs to make sure he's at the front, near the front. Because when these guys go, and if you miss that train, you're not chasing it down. Once these guys go, you're not chasing it down. You need to be there when it happens so you can take advantage of what's going on and you don't get left out. So he's Van der Haar still in the front, followed by Matthew Van Der Poel, Van Torenhart, and Thibaut Nice is fourth wheel. So sorry, this is crazy. Trying to this colder race like this. This is crazy. So like I said, people subscribe to the channel, get my subscribers up, get me there because my goal is to one day just to be able to bring you these races via YouTube. It's going to cost a lot of money. Maybe it's tied from yesterday. You're talking about Ventura. He might be, but also you got to take into account that Cameron Mason might be tired from yesterday. He probably is because he went pretty hard for he was on the front for 2 laps and then he was on the front for like lap, I believe it was 6 and 7 or 7 and 8. And I think I thought it was a good strategy, but I think that those last lap, I think he went too early towards the end of the race. I think he should have waited to a lap and a half, then he probably would have had a better chance of taking Vanderpool. I really wanted Cameron Mason to win yesterday. I really wanted him to win yesterday. But I think that win will come. And you might be right. He may be a bit, because he dug deep yesterday. So he dug deep yesterday, and maybe that's why Evan Toonhoort's doing so much better today because he didn't have to. Like he basically the last lap and a half, he just basically or the last lap, he just took his time after he crashed. So I thought that the crash when Toonhoort went down, I thought that was because like him and Kemp. But when I look back at it, Kemp was nowhere near him. So I don't know what happened on the bridge, how he went down, but he went down. But today, Michael Van Toornhout is all bandaged up. He's got his knee bandage and his shin bandage. So this section, it looks like it's even harder to ride today because it's not all wet and muddy. Uh, when it's usually wet and muddy, they're going a whole lot slower and they're like doing kick, pull, kick, push all the way along that section. But because it's so hard, and it's not just hard, it's the ruts. So you just can't ride through it, like find the fast line because it's constantly, like these. So you see that's why they got the foot off because the it's off camber and it's really just like it's like it probably is a cow patch because Ordinary they ride through a cow patch, so it probably is a cow patch that they are riding through. So it looks like that Matthew going in for a bike change. Can't see. It's, look like Matthew's putting afterburners on, so it's on lap 8 of 9. On lap 8 of 9. And then we see coming through, that was yours, knowing house. So I think this is Vanderpool. Come on. Ah, the dude, that whoever made this banner made it the perfect size. So Thibaut Nice is attacked. And so Thibaut Nice is attacked. And then Matthew Vanderpool is the only one able to go with Nice. So it's 2 laps to go. So they've got rid of Van Toornhout and Thibaut Nice. That's pretty impressive. They've distanced Van der Haar. They've distanced Van der Haar. And this is Verstringer still hanging in there for fifth place. He's doing a really good job. Hats off to that young man. Hats off to Verstringer. Hats off, man. Um, so it looks like Thibaut Nice is put the hammer down, and the only person able to go with him is Matthew Vanderpool. But you knew that would be the case if anybody was going to throw the hammer down. And it looks like uh, Michael Ventura might be getting back on. He's closing the gap. You can never count out Michael Ventura because he is such a fighter. He's a rider that's been just getting stronger and stronger over the past few years. So I'm not really surprised that Michael Ventura is able to make his way back and get back to Vanderpool. But I think Vanderpool is waiting because it's late in the season. He hasn't done many races. I think he's really going to wait because you got lap 8 of 9. So that means it's 2 laps or a lap and a half now to go. So if I could catch a glimpse of one of the riders. So is that Matthew Vanderpool on the front? So it looks like Matthew Vanderpool is on the front by himself. Like he's got rid of Thibaut Nice, unless something's happened to Nice. So there goes Van Toornhout. And I don't think Nice is rode off and on his own. So let's see. So Vanderpool's and Thibaut so they're still together. So the way they're showing the picture, okay, so Thibaut is still in the front, and Toonhard is getting distance. So it looked like he was catching back up, but no, they're riding too hard. So then it might be the same effect for Michael Van Toonhard as well, too, because we have Thibaut and Matthew Vanderpool, they're both fresh. They didn't race the day before, so Van Toonhart racing on. But then it's crazy with cycling because sometimes riding after a hard day, your legs actually feel better the next day once they get going. So a lot of people, it's just weird. Cycling is a weird sport. It's weird. You could sometimes ride 5, 6, 7 days in a row. Each day you get up, you feel like God, but once you can start riding, your legs actually get into it and feel good. But it's like after this 6 day, 5 day, 4 days, how many ever days you ride in a row, if you stop, if you go and take a break or rest for a day or two and then go and ride, it's just when your legs feel really, really horrible because like your legs actually get used to this motion of just constantly going. So I'm saying all that to say that Michael Van Toorn, I mean, even though he raced hard yesterday, he says you still these guys are pros and these guys are used to going back to back, and especially with the cross season. With the cross season, they can have maybe 3 to 4 races in a week sometimes. You can see Nice is just on the front, and basically you just got Matthew Vanderpool hanging on. Matthew Vanderpool is literally hanging on. I'm not quite sure if Matthew. I can't see his face. I can't see his facial expression. So I'm not quite sure if Matthew is like just like saying you do your thing, or if he's on the rivet. But Thibaut Nice is riding hard, and Thibaut Nice, his dad, Sven Nice, his dad used to race, and he's won all of these races. So Thibaut is just following in the footsteps of his dad, which is pretty cool. So you can see Van der Haar coming through. He's now back to fourth place. He's been distanced. And then you got Bestringer just a little bit further behind. So you got the two riders still up front. You got Michael Van Toorn trying to close that gap. So Bestringer got his fans got the banners up. So the Croydon fan club is strong. Make sure you hit the where can I watch free. At the minute, there's pretty much nowhere you can watch for free. And like I said, I'm trying to change that. But you need to subscribe to the channel so I can change that so that in the years to come, you can watch. You can come to my channel and watch it for free. But I can't do that if you don't subscribe. I need the subscribers up. Got 25 people on there, so I should have 25 subs. Actually, I should be able to go to my thing and see 25 people subscribe to the channel. Get me there, folks. Get me to that point where I can um I can bring you this. So I have a roadmap. So we will be in Europe this year. We will be in Europe to cover the classics. So we'll be at all of the races. I won't be bringing you live races, but I will be bringing you a lot of up close content. So, but I need you to subscribe. If you can't subscribe, at least go and buy a teacup, man. Buy a coffee cup. So it's on my page. So or if you go to one of the other windows, ciao, ciao Bella. I don't know if it was Romeo. So I don't know what you say to guys. Ciao, ciao, which you don't say Bella too, because Bella is, I think, it's beautiful, isn't it? Ciao, beautiful. So what do you got? What do you say? You should just say ciao, ciao. Make sure you subscribe, Romeo. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, Romeo. Is that Seabed Debaka? We can So the thing was, it was viewable a little while ago. They showed the whole ladies race. That's the crazy thing. They showed the entire ladies race with commentary, and then they block up the men's race. And oh, it's back. We're back. Oh, we're back. So they did what I guess they did for the ladies race. So you see Michael Van Torenhout is on the front. He's back. He's clawed his way back. So you got Thibaut Nice, Michael Van Torenhout, and then Matthew Van Der Poel. Matthew Van Der Poel is not having his way. We got lap 9 of 9. Did they just start the lap? So this is going to be a sprint for finish. So Matthew Van Der Poel is going to the front. He's riding hard over the climb. He looks like he's trying hard to get rid of these boys, but it's not happening. He's not having his own way like he normally does. He's really being they're making Matthew work hard for this. So if Matthew wins this, it's not because they gave it to him or because he was so much stronger. So it's crazy. Thibaut Nice, Matthew Van Der Poel, and Michael Van Torenhout. This is crazy. People, please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, please, please, please subscribe to the channel. So you got Thibaut Nice back on the front, Matthew Van Der Poel on his wheel, followed by Michael Van Torenhout. And this is the part where like last time, or from what I can see, Thibaut Nice was put a little high, and Van Haar looked like he's going to get back on. He looks going to get back on terms because you can see the guys like teeing up like because they know it's going to be a sprint finish, so they're easing up. So if Van Haar is getting back on, it's because they're easing up and they're thinking about the finish. They're definitely thinking about the finish, and hopefully we get to see where Mason is, how he's doing, what position he's in. Sorry. And this is that little trick. This section last year was so hard to ride because of the conditions. So T-Benice looks like he's getting a little look like he's getting a little bit of gap, but that's only because of the downhill. So obviously the downhill is going to be a little bit of inertia. So Matthew is really, really, really fighting. I mean, he's really working out. Oh, Thibaut Nice went down. Thibaut Nice went down. He looked like he slid out of the corner. Now he's back to fourth place. Now he's behind Van der Haar. So he's got to get on Van der Haar's wheel and get him to chase back. So look like it's now it's you got Michael Van Torenhout and Matthew Van Der Poel on the front, and Van der Haar is really riding hard, trying to catch back on. I wonder if he obviously must know that his guy went down. So and Thibaut Nice is the main guy that they're going to ride for. So normally, like Van der Haar would ease up and ride him back to the front, but it's like Van der Haar is just continuing to ride. It looks like Van der Haar's only concern is to get back to catch up. So Thibaut Nice is now back on Van der Haar's wheel. He's back in it, but he slipped and he went down in that corner. That is crazy. He was on the front, so now he's got so much more work to do. So they're coming down this that steep downhill. That downhill is fast, it's treacherous, and you can see Matthew is on the front. He's started giving the gas. Van Torenhout and this may be where the race is won. That one little mistake that Thibaut Nice made just now, And this is growing pains. This is what happens. Like you make these mistakes. So Matthew really, you can see him putting is on the battles right now. Tibonese is really trying hard. So he's gotten around Vanderhaar and he's really, really trying hard to get back up, to get back on board. So Matthew Vanderpool knows he has a march on him right now, and he knows that he has to keep the pressure on if he wants to win this race. This is not They're not going to give this race to him, and this is what we want to see. We want to see the boys who race all the way to the end, race hard. Matthew Vanderpool sees that, okay, now this is my moment. We are on lap 9, and he's out of the saddle. He's out of the saddle. Last year you couldn't do this because it was too wet and muddy. Tibonese is coming around Van Toornhout. Van Toornhout is basically he's giving up the ghost. He's giving everything, and this is that one little slip up, maybe just where Tibonese lost the race today, because Tibonese has a pretty good kick and he could sprint with Matthew Vanderpool. He could sprint with the best of them. So you see Matthew coming through this section pretty fast, pretty quickly. What's going on? The picture has frozen. Oh, oh my goodness. Come on, don't do this. Oh, we're back. We're back. I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. He's, there's a Vanderhaar. Vanderhaar. This guy is a warrior. He's one of the oldest guys out there racing, and he's doing his thing. So Matthew Vanderpool got in the gap that he's looking for, and this is one of the last big climbs before the finish. So he's going to run up this, and he's got a big gap now, much bigger gap. They've been riding together the whole time, and now he's actually going clear. This is crazy. This is amazing. Tibonese was right in there the whole time. Tibonese should have been there, at least to contest the sprint with Matthew Van Der Poel. But if they go back on the tape and they show where he went down on that corner and then he was out of the race, I wouldn't say that he gave the race to Matthew, but racing, what does they say in NASCAR? Rubbing is racing. And this is what happened. So first race back, and there you go. Matthew Van Der Poel wins. Tibonese is going to take second place, and you see him annoyed because he had that slip up, and he's giving applause. And they got Michael Van Toornhout, and obviously from yesterday, and then you have Lars Vanderhaar coming into fourth place. I think Matthew, I said Michael Van Toornhout. I think that if he hadn't raced yesterday, he would have been able to. He would have been there. His legs would have been there for the end, but he had too much baggage in his legs from yesterday. I mean, you're racing Matthew Vanderpool and Tibonese. These are two of the best cyclocrossers out there. So we got Niels Vanderpool who raced yesterday. There you got Pin runner, and there you got Restringer coming in for fifth place. Uh, I really like Restringer. I really like him. I hope Emmanuel Restringer. I hope he becomes a superstar in the future. So there we go, Matthew Van Der Poel. I think people were expecting him to win, but I think people were thinking he was going to be able to win a whole lot easier than that. But no, that was a hard race to win. He had to do everything within his power to win today. I mean, he really had to really ride, So, and we haven't seen that in a long time, except for like when he was racing Walt Bernard, and when Walt was at his best and Walt was pushing him. So you got Matthew Van Der Poel, Tibonese, uh, is that Michael Van Toornhout, Lars Van der Haar. This is Genty Mikkels. He's also one of the young and up and coming riders. So it's going to be, these young cats that are coming up. They're going to be putting these riders through their paces. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everyone who tuned in. Please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Much love to everybody if you subscribe to the channel. And there you go. Matthew Van Der Poel takes his first race back, and it's crazy. This is his first cyclocross. He's world champion. He won the world championship cyclocross last year, and this is only his first race for the year, and he takes that win. And that was hard earned. He rode his backside off to win that. Are they going to show where Tibonese? I mean, yeah, Tibonese went down because he slid down somewhere, and it's crazy. Usually, they will go back and they show you what happened. So we're just showing you from the start what happened and how they took off. So Tibonese gets a good start. Yours Norenhaus, Vanderput. And at the beginning, it was just looking like Matthew Vanderpool was just riding in the wheels, and he usually does that in the beginning. He usually rides in the wheels, and he usually waits till like later in the race to really like put the burners on about 2 to 3 laps to go. But today wasn't that day. They rode Nice and Van Toornhout rode with him the whole race, and you can see that was one of the first times that Thibaut Nice went went down. Tiffany's had a couple problems today, but he was still able to like put the put the smackdown on everybody. So Van der Haar got to the front for a minute. He was riding really hard, and then you see Van Tornard. This is on lap 3. You see Van Tornard chasing him back, and Van Tornard got caught up to Van der Haar, and then went on the front, and he went on the attack, which I think was not as smart for Van Tornard. He should have just stayed and in the back, and then there's Matthew Van Der Poel. He was the one that crashed. He went down. I was surprised that he was able to catch back up. Once he went down, he got back up, so like everyone had their moments. So even though Thibaut Nice went down, everyone had their moments. Matthew went down as well. He went down, got back up, got back on, and you can see they're coming over this climb and 5 laps to go. Van der Hart's trying to catch back on, and you can see the group just back there. Thibaut Nice is gonna get a bike change, and Matthew is not like you don't like usually you see Matthew just like, oh, full on gas on, but he's not. He's just he's looks like someone's trying to get back into shape. And the scary thing is I'm just thinking like for the season next year, it's going to be like the road season is going to be good because you want to be getting into shape going into the road of shit. You don't want to be flying. So I think he's going to be pure trouble next road season. So you see Van der Haar putting in that massive attack, trying to go away, and that didn't last for that long. And that lasts for like a lap or so, and then he faded. But then we are up on lap 7 of 9 with Tibonisi is right there. I wonder if they're going to show what happened, how he went down. So as you can see, how difficult this section is to ride. Even though it's dry, they still have to take a foot out, and you can imagine what it's like when it's not dry. So Tibonisi is on the front now. Matthew Vanderbilt takes a bike change, and then these two will be at the front for a minute. So Tibonisi looks back to see where Matthew Van Der Poel is, and he realizes it doesn't really make sense to take off because he knows he's going to get caught back. So here's where Matthew Van Der Poel's tried to put in some pace over the climb, tries to use that power, but everyone was just wise to it. And that's where Tibonisi went down. He just slid out in that corner. And you can see Van der Haar looking back at him to see if he's all right. Basically, and another reason Van der Haar went to the front was to try to up the pace and give Timo needs something to follow and chase, but it didn't help. So that little slip up, and that was all she wrote. And Matthew Van Der Poel will go on to win the race. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant win by Matthew Van Der Poel. And then tough to get second place from Tibonese. And I'm pretty sure Michael Van Toornhoort is happy with that third place after yesterday because he won yesterday. That was a tough race. And Lars Van der Haar, I'm going to call him the old man because he's not young. He done pretty well today. He done really, really well today. Didn't dislocate his shoulder. And he's a warrior. That man dislocates his shoulder, stops in the middle of the race and puts it back in place, gets on the bike and starts racing again. Lars Van der Haar. But there's Matthew Van Der Poel, your current world champion. Amazing race. And if you missed the ladies' race, it was won by Lucinda Brand. She basically just rode away from everybody. It wasn't even close. Now, I'm not even going to turn up the sound because I'm not trying to get flagged. So, but if you want to listen to it, you can. Who's I can't see who's broadcasting it. I can't even remember who's broadcasting it. But if you want to hear what they're saying, just go to the channel and stuff, and you can listen to him say whatever he's saying. I'm talking about how the race went. But I'm not going to to do the volume because that's last thing I want is to get any copyright strikes. So I hope you subscribe to the channel. And I'm talking my backside off. Hope you subscribe to the channel. Hope you subscribe in the Sleepy Say with your legs media. That was a doozy of a race. That was worth the wait. That was worth the wait. Every minute of it was worth the wait. So there you go. There's your results. Mathieu van der Poel, Thibaut Nies, Michael Van Toornhoort, Lars van der Haar, Emmanuel Stringer, Niels van der Poel, Pin Brunhart, Joris Nieuwenhuis, Ritis Musen, and Toon van der Bush. I think it's Ritis, and it's Musen and Toon van der Bush. But there you go. And then in the World Cup, Thibaut Nies still with 110 points. Michael Van Toornhoort, like with that third place, he's on 93. Joris now on the tied with 93. Then Lauren Schreck, Van der Poel, Van der Haar, Emmanuel Verstricken, Toon, Van der Bush, Brian Kemp, and T. Mikkels. So that's your top 10 in the World Cup standings. So each race, you get points for each race. And then as you accumulate the points, And so right now Tibonese is leading the points with this second and third tied at 193 points. So that was crazy to see Matthew Vanderbilt go down and then still able to be in the race. So you see Yenti Mikos come. Yenti Mikos was like, "Oh, what the hell? I'm on Matthew Vanderbilt's wheel." So I don't know what happened there. I know there's a lot of roots. Like on if you watch the race, you'll see like a lot of little spots on the route where there's got pink spray paint, and they basically sprayed the roots so that the riders could see them. So you may even see catch a glimpse of it through here somewhere. Just trying to see if we see where we see the you'll see the like the roots. There you go. See, you saw the pink that's on the course. So they sprayed the roots pink so that you can see, so that the riders can see that and they won't damage themselves too much. So last year there was pure drama like, on this section as well too. Ladies were falling left, right, and center. Men were falling left, right, and center. It was pretty pretty entertaining. So I'm trying to see if we can see one of the sections where they see. There you can see it. So that the rocks, so it's right at the watch out for the rocks. So it's pretty pink. So anything that's going to cause damage, if you're on the pill, say it with your legs, baby. That's what they did. Anyway, people, I'm going to be out. I appreciate you, everyone who tuned in. I hope you hit the like button. I hope you subscribe to the channel, and I hope to be able to one day just bring you all of this. So you don't got to pay a dime for it. You just subscribe to the channel. It's all you have to do. Subscribe to the channel. I guarantee you, at one day I will bring you all of this content for the easy clickable subscription. Here you go. See you later. See you on the next one. That was cool.